Now, in almost every document, you'll need an abstract at the start to summarize what the document's about and its results. LaTeX provides the abstract environment to do this. So let's have a look at this environment and then also some lists. So share the screen. The abstract, well, as you can guess, you include it in a document by the pair begin abstract, end abstract, and you put the abstract in the middle. And this environment does a little more for you. Let's have a look. So here is our document, and following the quote, we had the abstract of that document. So here it is, and there's the text, right? I just surround it by begin abstract, end abstract. Easy as that. And we have a look at the typeset result over here, and you can see the abstract is typeset. And again, LaTeX knows that the standard for an abstract is to indent on the left and also on the right, and to have a nice little title centered saying abstract. All this comes for free. Now, so you've put it in. One of the issues, which is what information should you put into the abstract? So my advice is to make sure you address these points. Right, the first two are fairly commonly done. What was done and why do it? Also make sure you say what the results were. That's only half the abstract. The other half is focused on the reader. Right? What do the results mean in theory and practice? Right? This is higher level interpretation. What is the reader's benefit? How can readers use this information for themselves? Make sure you address all this so that you can try and attract a reader to continue reading. Now, what else? Sometimes go to a conference and the conference specifications will say, provide a summary at the start. So not an abstract, a summary. And you think, oh, how can I typeset summary? Well, the first answer is that it is not your concern how it actually appears. Your concern is to use the right logical environment. And the right logical environment is abstract. So whether they say to call it an abstract or a summary or an executive summary, whatever, use the environment abstract. Then what should happen is that their particular style file that they use to actually publish the conference proceedings or whatever will translate the begin abstract into whatever physical appearance they want. And that translation is not your concern, it's theirs. So just ignore the advice and use begin abstract, end abstract. However, if you really want to change the abstract name yourself and change its summary, then use one of the hooks that LaTeX has many of and which is standard. And you do that by redefining the name that's going to appear in an abstract. And the format is to say \renew command. Here \abstract name means to change abstract name to whatever you want, and you change it to summary. I guess we can show you that in the source. So you do such stuff in the preamble, which is in between the document class and begin document. And there you see in the source over here, it's now called summary, even though we use the abstract environment. Okay, list environments. There are two main list environments called itemize and enumerate. and use the American spelling for itemize. They are very useful for providing structure for a reader. When you're writing the document, logically, you don't need to lay it out using a list structure like this. You could just keep writing body text and then logically it's all there. But for a reader, it really helps to be able to separate out various items in the list or steps in an algorithm using these sort of list environment. Okay, so use them when you've got a sequence of steps or a list. And the first one for a bulleted itemized list has the following form. Begin itemize, end itemize as usual. Then to introduce each separate item, you go \item and follow it by all the body text that you want for that item. And then introduce the next item with the command \item, and then all the body text for that, and so on. To get a numbered list, you use begin enumerate, end enumerate, and the same thing in the middle, \item, and then the stuff, \item, and then the stuff. And we've got some examples in the source here. All right, so someplace in the document, I previously just had this sort of question running on. Have you ever noticed that there are Sundays when nothing goes right, times when blah, 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 years when blah, 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 long droughts? This is more clearly typeset as a itemized list. So let's typeset it. Let's go to where it is, remove the command click, and you can see that this begin itemize, end itemize has been typeset, as you see here. Beautiful bulleted list, nice spacing, indented, wonderful. See below it, there is a enumerated list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And no big surprise, that's generated by begin enumerate, end enumerate. All right, so that's the two lists. Now, the question which, let's get on to that. You can see here in the source, I've got blank lines separating the items. That's just for me as the author. I like them there. Whether they're there or not makes no difference to LaTeX. This document would be typeset equally well if I didn't have those blank lines, or if I didn't even have a new line. Okay, so let's get rid of some of these blank lines and leave a couple of others in down here and typeset it. It's exactly the same document in its final result. What about embedding lists? Well, LaTeX allows you to embed a list down to a depth of 4. So let's just be a bit cruel here. Simple. Let's copy this list and put it into there. And we'll also put this itemized list inside the middle of the enumerated list. And you see what happens. We've got itemized within an itemized. The outer one is bulleted, the inner one is dashed. If you go to a third level, it's a different symbol. Fourth level, a different symbol. In the enumerated list, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the itemized list in the middle is bulleted. Let's get this enumerated list and just say, what if we've got an enumerated within an enumerated? Typeset that again. right? Then the outermost is 1, 2, 3, etc. The next one down is A, B, C, D, E, and so on. You can have a depth 4. Okay. So do use those itemized lists because they do help clarify the structure for a reader.